Let's see. Are we live? Are we live? Oh, we are. We are. We are. We are. It is I, folks. WJ, Warrior Jr., here for another educational, fun filled episode of knowledge, wisdom, and and a little bit of everything. Isn't that what life is? Kind of the potpourri, the little bit of everything in this life. Forgive me for the first 20 seconds because I had to go get my tea. My gosh, it takes forever to go live on this because of slow computers, this problem, that problem. So, you know, what I try to do is just okay, try to go live, and if it gets up, all right, we're on. It's good. Um, we're going to talk about a couple things first before I get into the topic. I got a friend that's in the hospital right now. Every minute, I got another friend that's calling me, telling me, "Oh, he's in the hospital again. He's in the hospital again." And you know, I want to ask, you to think about this. You know, I know we all need money in life. Like it's just about everything costs money, right? Just you want to eat, it costs money, right? You can't just go into the market and be like, well, I mean, I guess your credit and stuff, your credit card, you're buying on credit, you pay it back, and but you know what I mean. Now, the point that I'm getting to is that when we're living in a not just a society, but a material world society, we all want stuff, and I got back on the there was some good stuff, like every once in a while I dig through and say, okay, wow, I bought this bat, I bought this base, I bought this cards, so stuff gold. There's a little money to make here and there, buying good collectibles, but and so far, like even though I've been reinstated just a couple days ago, I've been on eBay like for the past couple months looking, and I haven't seen really anything that's really jumping out at me as far as really good stuff. Like there's no deals. Like I'm not seeing any deals either. I kind of don't know, um, you know, kind of what course to pursue. So I'm just right now. I'm just sending in offers and nobody's really responding. They're just like, no, no, it's not. They don't need money and there's no room, so there's really nothing there. But my point that I was trying to make about the money thing, you're doing a 9 to 5 monotonous kind of job. I mean, isn't it kind of like money's controlling you? My ex girlfriend, I stopped by her place, and saw her, briefly on Sunday, and I think what she claims she owns these homes, and she lives in this little apartment, and it's like, do you really own the homes, or does it own you? Like, and I kind of like just don't, I don't know why people kind of see things this way. Now, I'm trying to make it so you can kind of understand my perspective on this. You get like this one go around in this life, and what should be important to you, right? Of course, if you have a family, that's it, and but I just feel like most people they kind of go along with the Joneses. They do whatever somebody tells them to do. And I guess if you have a job, and you have to report to somebody, you have to do whatever they tell you to do, right? So I think this is all learned behavior. Like I have a good friend, and this guy like he hustles around all day, like sitting, handing out flyers, and you know, going to Burbank, washing dishes for 3 4 hours. And he goes, Warrior Junior, I'm really tired, real tired. I go, of course you're tired, man, because you're running around like these oddball, hard work things that anybody can do. The labor jobs, young people like and everything, and I'm like, well, what the hell are you doing? Like, he gets a check every month, a little survival check, but not enough, not enough. And he's met him in a GA meeting, and this guy's got no like goals. He never like there's life, never tried to become anything. Like I not trying to put him down, but like I asked him, didn't you ever try to do anything? Like become anything? I wanted to be a boxer when I was a kid, but my mom couldn't afford the boxing club. You can figure out a way to like try to sell lemonade. You want something bad enough, like it's just sometimes I just rather just be by myself, than relating with some of these people because they're not. If you're not learning and you're not growing, the world's continually moving forward. This guy is just riddled with health problems, and he just doesn't seem to understand what it is to take care of yourself. And this should have been apparent many, many, many years ago. But he's like, yeah, rather run around and sell stuff. You got to make money. You got to make money. And this kind of mentality where if you're deficient in an area, whatever it is, you're supposed to you're supposed to put all of your energy into your weaknesses. Like that's what's important. Like if you're in bad health, your health should be the number one priority. But no, I know this other guy. He lives in a penthouse, not in the greatest health, but he's always on the stuff. Gotta make money. Gotta make money. Up a million, down a million. What good is a dude if you can't even find good health? So I know a couple people like this. And very, very tight with what money they have. Like they won't, they don't understand. Like if there's somebody that knows something that could help you, you're supposed to gladly pay. Don't even question, pay to get you where you need to go. But these people are so tight with their money, like because I don't make that much, so I can't. Well, you know what? There's something called sacrifice. With this world, like people just they think, well, I can get all the information I want for free. Yeah, but you don't understand. It's more than information. It's applied knowledge. It's somebody actually showing you how to do something. I could watch videos on, how Donald Trump made his money in real estate and this and that. But unless somebody were to show me and say, okay, this is the steps. I want you to do this now. Then I want you to do this now. There's a huge difference between somebody walking you through everything, then because you go to a library, there's a million books there, right? But really now we have the internet. You don't even need a library anymore. But my point is that the application, being able to apply the type of knowledge, you could so what? You could recall information, real fast. You could be on Jeopardy. That's all it is. But all those people, that's not all they do. They're teachers, doctors, lawyers, professors, whatever. They do other things. So you know, it's just that's why I don't care. Like I don't want a lep rock job where it's not appreciated. You don't make any money and you can't do anything. So what's the point? Like why contribute to things that aren't going to really move me forward? I just don't care. The time is what's for $20 an hour. That well, if I put 1,000 hours, and you don't 1,000 hours. It's that's an incredible amount of time to do something for somebody else and not really um, it's not really worth anything. Like I just have my own views on this, and I know I'm not alone. I read MJ DeMarco's book, Millionaire Fastlane. Well, how come you're not rich yet? Because you know what? I haven't found the right opportunities yet. But everybody's reading these books. The golden nugget is the self actualization in your mind that opens up into figuring out who you are and how you can apply yourself in your life to get what you want without having to be ordered around by anybody and wasting your time. Like, again, I could talk all night about guys that I know that are just they're not going that that difficulties I struggle with it because I've had like 2 months right now, and I paid off a credit card. One of my biggest credit cards, I owed like $3,000. So I hammered it out, paid it out, and my credit score went up like 50 points. And I'm like, all right, see, I don't get too excited about any of this kind of stuff, but another step, that's it. Now it was hard because I was curious like how much the price of gold was because I was looking at coins on eBay trying to think, maybe I can make a little money here and there. And I said, oh wow, it went up like 30, went from 1620 to 1650, 1660. And I was like, damn, if I would have been in futures, I would have made like for each contract, I would have made over 3,000. So look, yeah, it's really, you know what? I did the right thing. And I said, look, I'm playing long games. What I'm doing, I'm doing the right thing. I'll repair my credit, look for little deals here and there, and just be really, really patient with things. I mean, that's how it works for me. Now, for other people, they have other things, but you know, when I see people that aren't moving ahead, when I see people that are wasting time, when I see people that are, that they're not all the time, or they just doing things that are not getting them anywhere. I question. I said, "Well, what are you doing? Like what are you?" So this leads me to the topic. It leads me to like what's a waste of time and what's not. Now, my examples, are not very good as a base because, I chased a lot of pipe dreams. Like, and I go back too far, but anything from professional, not mixed martial arts, but I can do like choreography, martial arts, fighting, but more boxing. It's like but the thing is, I'm like pretty, affluent, pretty good, like as far as moving around, and you know, not a delusional. I'm gonna always excuse up, not a delusional thing because I'm going to decompartmentalize what I think it takes to be a proficient boxer. Okay. Now, I weigh about 158 pounds. The limit for the super welterweight division category is 148 to 154. 154. I'm about 4 pounds over the weight limit, um, which is not really that big of a deal. But I look at it like this: hypothetically, let's say I'm 154, and if okay, so let's decompartmentalize it in categories. The first one, we're going to focus on speed and stamina. Okay. Um, Not linear speed, not like a 100-meter dash, but the combination of being able to be very quick and fast on your feet, um, getting to certain points, being able to just move, um, and stamina, being able to very quickly for a prolonged period of time with your body, everything moving around, throwing very fast punches and not getting winded, like being able to like outlast, it just far, I'm just talking about, okay. Number two, now again, this can be all switched around, it doesn't matter, but this is how I decompartmentalize like what I consider is a very proficient boxer, somebody that has all of this. The story is, and this is just in of itself, your defense, your defense. Um, how well do you block? How fast, like getting to that, being able to block, moving your head, body, you know, like Floyd Mayweather Jr., the way that, he can move his body back, move his head, go down and around. Everything that encompasses evasive tactics and blocking, everything with precision. That's number two. Number three is your overall strength and power. How hard can you hit someone? How hard can you throw a punch? Like, how much is there behind it? And not just, I mean, in everything. Like, how hard can you like throw your jab, your hook, your uppercut, your general throwing, just anything you're throwing with strength, speed, and precision. I mean, like everything. So we take these three categories, and I don't give a fuck if you're 8 or 80. So I hold this contention that if you are not faster than me, you're not more fluid on your feet, if you can't evade punches me, if you are not as strong as me and not as powerful as me, then how the fuck are you going to beat me? Okay. Now, with all that being said, I am not harboring any delusions that, like, I'm in the league of what's WBC interim champion, the towering inferno, Sebastian, whatever, or Pacquiao or Mayweather, or whatever. Because you could maybe hypothetically, I might be like a little faster as far as linear speed, but those guys are so well overall, everything I mentioned, that my little whatever I'm a little bit better at, maybe in one little category. Again, what I mentioned, everything I just said, they're at the top of the mountain of. They're as strong, like just now, Mayweather might be not the strongest 148-pound boxer on the planet, but he doesn't have to be because he has knockout potential with supreme defensive skills, stamina, speed, and enough power. So like it's enough. Now again, we're talking about top of the mountain here, but I still hold this contention that I am not bad. Like, when we're talking pro athlete now, I'm not talking about like a team sport thing. Pro boxing, the levels, the bottom of pro boxing. You could be a pro boxer and box in armories, like remember in Rocky, the first one, like in a club. Technically, it's a pro, but it's like a $50 a fight. Nobody knows or something. Nothing, but it is professional, and it goes all the way up to the top of the mountain, fighting most luxurious casinos, wherever, MGM Grand or whatever, televised on ESPN. Everybody knows who you are, kind of thing. So that's the now. So I think I can time, and I train every day. And when I say every day, I mean every fucking day. I showed you, you know, like basically, you know what I look like, you know, whatever like that. I'm doing a ton of the way I train is I feel a lot more advanced than the way that most people train. Not your people that are at your top. Again, they all know how to do what I'm doing and probably even more efficient, more better, anything. But I don't believe in linear running. You know, I believe in game like situations. Like jumping rope is cute, but why jump rope when you can focus on keeping your hands up and moving around the ring? You don't need a ring to move around. You can do it anywhere. But my point is that you can build incredible stamina and cardio. You know, it's something, but again, I think there's better ways to get creative. Your core has to be like iron. And I'm not talking about somebody lifts up their shirt and they see a little bit of abs here. Um, iron, and when I say iron, I mean like drop it from, you know, a couple feet on your stomach and be able to take that. Um, I do it with 20 pounds, you know, in the boxing gym. The people watching me and they're like, "Whoa!" It's like, yeah, yeah, dude. I go, I go hard. I go in there and I don't bring my phone with me. I'm not there to talk because I believe that a phone is nothing but a distraction. Your mind has to be 100% into what you're doing from the beginning to the end. Any type of break, you're just you're not focused. And I guarantee Justin Fortune knows it. The owner of the gym, he knows the way. He goes, "Oh, you're doing stuff old school like that anymore." When I'm rounding the bag, what do they call it? I'm you know, usually guys do it with one hand now. I do it with two hands, the old school way. Oh, you're that's not the way it's anymore. I do it my way, and that's it. Period. I believe these guys that were boxing 100 years ago, whatever like that, even what 30, 40 years ago, more, they all know what the fuck they're doing. It's still the shit works. All these fucking guys, I mean, they're as good as you're gonna fucking get. Thomas Hitman Hearns and you know Spinks, whatever. They were machines. These fucking people. Okay, so I'm not going to, whoa, that doesn't work anymore. That kind of style of doing things, I go bullshit, bull fucking shit. Um, skills being, so that is a very difficult thing, but I practice it best as I can on my own. Moving, and that's what I said. After you throw, move, move. You know, and you know what I did learn is when I warm up. Could probably spend an hour telling you all the exercises I do just to warm up. Um, I start on a lighter heavy bag and throw, move, moving. Cardio, you're working up a fucking sweat. I don't leave. I mean, I'm telling you, when I leave the gym or wherever I am, whatever today, I got to do the laundry every couple days because all this shit's soaked, and that's fine. And then when I'm really warmed up, I go into the main room and they have a very heavy bag in there. And that's like where I really, now I would move around. When I first started, I was like, all right, well, let me just kind of be like the whack-a-mole, like try to avoid, you know, just the moving around. But now I'm starting to develop some power. So what I'm doing now, after I warm up outside on the heavy bags that they have, the lighter ones, then I focus on, you know, really just power, you know, like unloading on the heavy bags for a while. I'm done with that. I go right into core training, right into the ab work, with medicine balls and stuff. That is like really, really important because you know you can practice your punches all you want and everything, but what you want to do is continue stronger. But it's doing exercises that will strengthen your core. What most people are doing in the gym to look aesthetically pleasing. They are doing really light sit up type movements that aren't really getting in there. They're not hitting you to the core, if you know what I mean. Now, let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Take a 5 pound dumbbell, put it in between your feet, and you lay down on your back. Take the medicine ball in two hands and put it over your head. And as your feet come up, the medicine ball goes up. Do this movement. And when you're done, do not drop the 5 pound weight, but put your feet down and let the weight stay there. Medicine ball up in front of you, out in front of you, like you're on your back, the ball's in front of you. Just put your hands out and hold that ball in front of you. Then go around your head, side to the other. You'll be able to get all the way around and work your serratus muscles as well as your and then go the other way for like 10 reps, whatever. You'll break for a minute, do it again. I do it with incrementally heavier weight every time. I never had ab development like I have right now, and I'm not even impressed. Okay, I want to be fucking like I take my. I want to make you look like a joke compared to me, really. Okay, I practice like in the aerobics room, shuffling from one side, going all the way down, and it's hard. Going as fast as I can. It's very, very. I'm not a marathon runner, but it's like you got to be everything and anything to think you can do this. Okay, and it's like my friend goes, well, even if it doesn't, you got in the best shape of your life, and and I realize that. But what's important is that I believe it can be done. And it can be done relatively quickly with an immense amount of work put in. Like Franco Columbu was in his office and when he passed away, but in 3 short years, he was a boxer, you know, with relatively no bodybuilding knowledge. Became one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time in 3 short years. Now, of course, he had Arnold working with him and everything. But in 3 fucking years, came Mr. Olympia in 76 and then again in 81. So with what I watch myself, like, form is not, people, I watch the way they mechanics of throwing instead of actually just grinding out tons and tons of work till you find what works best for you. Look, people aren't built, they're built differently. Some people, like, they're really, they're really good as being just like a bruiser. The guy that owns a gym, he's built, the heavyweight. He's just come right at you, strong at my weight. I'm not, because guys that are in my category that are very fast. If I try to come just right at you and destroy you, and they evade and they clock me, um, it's like it's over. Like they could knock me out too. So the whole idea is to be well rounded. Again, like I said, create speed, great stamina, evasive, defensive skills, and then your power and your strength, like everything. It's like, you know, the combination of being very, very fast and very, very strong. It's a very rare combination because which guys are like huge, they can lift. They're not both, like it's fast and strong. I mean, it's an that's like, look at Conor McGregor. Now again, we're talking, and I you could just tell like tired. He was getting tired, and he's throwing punches that were not legal, behind the back and rabbit punches, whatever. You can't do that. But there's just the thing is when I look at it, I say, wow, somebody at 150 pounds, could be that strong. So, that's what I plan on being. Like I want to be basically 50-pound wrecking machine, um, but but not just linear like that. Going in hard. No. Like I said, speed, stamina, defensive, evasive tactics, and then your strength and your power. Um, doing stuff that's not really pretty. The core work. It's funny. I was at my gym, and I lived. I did something. I usually don't. I'm not a that likes to show off. Like I don't want other people looking at it. But I did lift up my shirt a couple of times to look in the mirror. It's like it's pretty fucking badass. I've never been to see the six pack with not just and on the side the serratus. Like I know I can do. I never did tons and tons of hard ab work. That's everything. Like why the ab core work is so important is because your punches. Think about this. Like it's like okay, well I'm not standing up right now, but think about this. When you throw, like and you're standing, you're turning. Think about this. It's yeah, it's your forearm. It's everything's connected, right? Your forearm to your delt, your shoulder, but the power in your hips and your abs, the torque, it's all from the core. It all comes from the core, right? So if your core is like as strong as fucking hell, like I'll tell you a guy that is the epitome of this. If you look him up, if you want to see what's fucking possible. And the guy's never like he never shows off his abs, but it must be beyond extraordinary. This army fucking dude, Diamond OTT. Look him up. What this fucker can do, okay? This fucking guy, this motherfucker, okay, is the fucking is a fucking beast, okay? I've seen this guy do shit like is like unfucking believable, all right? So you know, I know what's possible. Now again, I'm getting older. I could tell. I know time's starting to really add up, and you say, man, he's 48, 48. What do you think you're gonna at least like in my mind? I think like I trained my fucking ass off with this intention that I could fucking take on that guy, that 6'5", 6'6", 150-pound interim super welterweight champ. Like I didn't say win, but I could go to. He'd have to like destroy me. I don't. I said if I believe like if I was fully trained, like I could hold my own. Like I could go the distance against somebody like that. The best, just about the best in the world. I could hold my own. I believe I could. So, you know, that would be like, of course, like something out of like a Rocky fucking thing, like a dream. I mean, it's never going to happen. I mean, to be able to get a title shot, you have to have so many fights defeated, young, and work your way up, and it's um. But anyway, it's good. It's nice to dream. Like if anything, it gets you in the greatest shape of your life. What's wrong with that? I believe, like when I was in my gym, boxing gym's closed on Sundays, so I went to my regular gym. And these guys, they most of them, they're gays, and they just sit around, they're looking, and they're on the phone, and I'm just saying to myself, what the fuck are you doing here? What the fuck are you doing? Like, even, well, you're not of their ilk, first off, so you don't understand what's going on in their mind, nor do I care, but if you're going to be on the phone, why just go home? Really hoping to maybe meet somebody or something. I don't know what the fuck they're there to do, but they're there to waste time. Is really what it is, and it's their life to waste. You want to waste time? Like I was at the park last night, and I was training, and some people like they came out of their way just to need your. I don't need. I'm not here for your entertainment. Like I really am not. Um, but that's the problem when you live in a gay area. Like they're walking, they can see you working, and they want to know who's walking away. So this guy, she goes, like, why did you spit right there? Like, I was warming up. It's really hard. Like, what I do is I spit. Don't need to answer you. I don't care about you. I'm not here to educate you. You don't know me. You don't know anything about what I can do, what I've done, why I'm here. And, you would have to get any info or any intel out of me, like you would have to like prove yourself, like kind of like the way that I do. Like when I first showed up at that boxing gym, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you how tough this fucker is, the guy that runs this place. And the owner was outside training a couple guys, and the second I showed up, I was in my some place to do your thing. And his wife and then him run it. And there's no air conditioning, no fan in there, nothing. All right. Sign me up. And that was almost a month and a half ago already. All right. And this, even though, like, my point is the owner, he's training other people, he's busy with this thing. But I know he can basically see what I'm doing. And I don't think the guy's ever said one thing to me one way or the other. Okay. And I've been in this place for, again, about a month and a half. Just a couple days ago, I was like the last person still training when he talked to me for like a couple minutes, if that. Okay? That's proving yourself. Fucking proving yourself to like where I'm walking around mopping up the floors after I'm sweating everywhere, doing this shit. No one's asking me to do it. I'm doing it on my own. Okay? And that's what it takes. You want my attention? It's the same fucking thing. You have to prove yourself like that you are for real if you want help, like serious help from somebody like me. And that's the problem. It's too much. Okay. Most people, they're gonna see this like that guy that I know that he's working up here. Like he just life is pretty hard. You know, accountants, lawyers. That's why these people got fucking money. And these people that are doing these menial type jobs, handing out flyers and whatever. They got nothing, bagging groceries. Anybody stocking shelves, anybody can fucking do it. It's not depending, like a real talented fighter, crowds and people, like that's why they get fucking big money. They're fun to watch, they're so talented at what the fuck what they're doing. It's what it is. Bodybuilding, it's not like that. That's different. And I didn't know. I thought, being these guys like Jericho started like, like I just didn't. But you know what? Okay. Dreams don't cost anything. Sloan Levitt said that. Dreams don't cost anything to dream. Be flustered. Don't be agitated if it doesn't happen the way that you expected. That's okay. Waste. You give it everything you got and you at least tried, then, it's not all, doesn't count for nothing. It means it wasn't in the cards. That's okay. I mean, getting my doctorate and everything, like that means something to me. So, all right. I mean, that's really about it. But I thought I just would go over those things and explain. There's nothing. Don't let anybody tell you if it's never been done before, or if it doesn't fit the status quo. You're too old to be. You're too old to be. Well, you know what? Then you're too old to be. But I say, if you got like that one go around and something is telling you it's possible, like why not? Why not fucking try? Why not? I think the oldest boxer to turn pro guy was in his 50s, 52 or 50, something like that. So by that age, yeah, I don't see him 50. You know. Anyway, we'll see. And if not, that's okay too. Just we'll gotta have what they say, many irons in the fire. Like a couple. Hey, tried this. All right, that doesn't work. All right, that's okay. We tried this. Let's try that. Stick with this. Let's see what happens. So, all right. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. We covered some important things, and some things aren't so pretty. Some things, but I think that if you're a real friend, you'll say those things. Just you don't have to tell everybody what they want to hear.